Why don't kids go on field trips anymore? The truth is both complex and very simple at the same time. Especially post-COVID, you may have noticed that kids don't really go on field trips anymore. And this is due to a multitude of factors. First off, school boards and head administrators hate field trips. They've always hated field trips. Because field trips mean liability and cost. Taking students out of school and somewhere else is always going to be dangerous, whether it's on the school bus, whether you're going downtown, whether you're going somewhere where kids can get hurt. It doesn't matter. There is a liability there. On top of that, especially in high schools, when students go on a field trip, the school has to pay for the supply teacher for the teacher that is missing. Because if a teacher takes their grade 9 class, what about their other sections? But it gets a little more insidious than this. Consider the fact that the government and school boards have been putting aside money for things like experiential learning. But when all these field trips get denied because there's not enough money for the supply teachers, that experiential learning money doesn't get spent. So the government and school boards can say that they are earmarking funds for experiential learning and then never spend it, meaning a better balancing of their budget. Because if you allocate money and then don't spend it, you can say that you didn't go into debt. And this has been a sinister tactic of the Ford government in both education and healthcare for years. As of now, it hasn't really seemed to have affected sports yet. Even though, for example, when a sports team goes to a tournament, they're taking anywhere between 2 and 4 teachers with them. But I can tell you personally that I have struggled to plan field trips for my students this year because of coverage issues. I put together an amazing field trip that everybody loves and everybody says we really want this to run. This is an amazingly unique field trip and every student deserves this opportunity. But then I get told there's no money in the budget for supply teachers. Well, you might be thinking, haven't in the past the cost of supply teachers been included in the cost of the field trip? Yes, but that doesn't seem to be the case anymore, as there seems to be a directive that students can no longer be the ones to front the cost for supply teachers. Which wouldn't be an issue if the Ministry of Education wasn't underfunding schools in Ontario, meaning that we don't even have enough money for supply teachers that we already need for a normal week, let alone for field trips. In the eyes of the government and of administrators, field trips are just unnecessary liabilities with no upsides. And I want to make this very clear. I'm not talking about principals, because talk to any principal and they would love for you to organize more field trips. They understand the importance of those field trips because they are in the schools. They see these students day to day. My issue is with the levels above that and the level above that level. And this isn't an issue unique to the board that I teach in. This is an issue that has been happening across Ontario. And I hope that helps to answer the question.